Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Grab yourself a cup of tea and let's talk some boxing. Now, there were reports that Tyson Fury or members of his camp had tested positive for COVID and that would see the fight between him and Wilder postponed. Now, of course, there were claims that this is not true and the fight will still go ahead, but now it has been confirmed that Tyson Fury has tested positive himself and the Deontay Wilder trilogy will definitely be postponed from July 24th. It is also reported that October 9th is the new target date. Now, interestingly enough, before we go any further, Eddie Hearn has stated that Dillian Whyte is willing to jump in and fight Deontay Wilder on July 24th if Tyson Fury is unable to do so, which of course he is. So, Deontay Wilder has an opponent if he wants one, which of course he's not going to do. He's not going to fight Dillian Whyte, it's too risky, it's too soon, and plus, he's going to fight Tyson Fury. He's got that opportunity, the WBC world title, and it's an opportunity to get revenge. Even though, given what happened last time and the first time, you would be hard pressed to say that he can get anything out of the fight, but still carries that kind of power. So he is going to be holding out hope that he can get a victory over Tyson Fury. Now, of course, October 9th seems to be the date they are looking at, which would take it beyond Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk, meaning for once, AJ is actually fighting before Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, because usually Wilder and Fury, mainly Wilder, fight only a couple of weeks before AJ to try and get that buzz and get on the train of all of the promotion, where the heavyweight division is in the eyes of fans because of AJ fighting. Then Wilder goes and fights Ortiz 2 or 3 weeks before AJ fights. That usually happens, but not this time. Now, I would imagine this would be extremely frustrating for Deontay Wilder because he would be working towards that day. I would imagine he's had his sights set on nothing else other than July 24th, but now things will be moved. There are going to be claims that this benefits Deontay Wilder because he has more time to prepare, more time to work with his new coach and work towards a game plan to beat Tyson Fury. Well, what I would say to that is unless he can fight someone in between, maybe Dillian Whyte, maybe someone else, but unless he could do something like that, I don't see how this can benefit him in any way, shape or form. If anything, it's going to benefit Tyson Fury because he has more time, a full camp this time. I mean, last time I would imagine he suspected he could be fighting Deontay Wilder, but AJ was in his mind partly. This time around, gets a full camp, and he will be ready for Deontay Wilder. Everything happens for a reason, but in this space of time, I don't think that's enough time to give Deontay Wilder any more of a chance than he would have had on July 24th. Now, going back to Dillian Whyte and the possibility of him stepping in the ring, Wilder's not going to go for that. I just don't see that happening. I mean, it is great that Dillian Whyte is always willing to step in. I mean, what is it, 2 or 3 weeks out, yet he's still willing to just jump in there with Wilder because he wants to beat him, he wants to shut him up in the ring. Wilder won't go for it, but it is great that Dillian Whyte is willing to just jump in and just go for it when an opportunity presents itself. And that means they don't have to scrap that July 24th date, but it means they could have to scrap that October 9th date because Dillian Whyte could mess up the script if he gets in there and beats Deontay Wilder, which he definitely has a chance of doing. So that one won't happen, and Dillian Whyte will be looking to get back in the ring around August time against Jermaine Franklin. I believe that will be the opponent. Then he will be fighting someone else later in the year and working towards his world title opportunity. What is interesting about this is Tyson Fury was obviously going to be fighting in July, then having a turnaround and fighting again once more this year. Next year, likely a mandatory will be called. It should be called for Dillian Whyte, which could make things difficult if they want to try and make Undisputed once again with Anthony Joshua, because once again, there will be a mandatory standing between Fury and fighting Anthony Joshua, just as Usyk was someone standing in the way of AJ fighting Fury. Now, they did get that exception, but things could be different with Dillian Whyte, given how long he's had to wait for his opportunity. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? The fight between Wilder and Fury 3 has been postponed, and it will take place around October time. October 9th, I believe, is the date they are looking at, but that could be subject to change given what happens and what unfolds over the coming weeks. Anyway guys, drop your thoughts on this in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks guys.